Hi Libra, welcome to your reading for the month of July. My name is Wendy and today I will be using the Robin Wood Tarot for your reading. So I'm approaching the July readings from the perspective of the bloom cycle. It is summer where I live here in Canada and there is lush abundance all around. And I've really been thinking about flowers in particular, rose bushes, and how flowers go through bloom cycles where the flower itself does not last forever. So there's a period of vibrant beauty at these blooms, something to behold, something to look at and appreciate. And then the flowers begin to sort of curl up and disintegrate and go back to nothingness. They return whence they came. And then the plant kind of looks plain and green for a while. And in those moments, we go from an outer focus to an inner focus because there's not really something so majestic to look at outside of ourselves. And so we kind of have to go in and trust, right? This is just part of the bloom cycle. So something will blossom and bloom once again. But right now, it's I guess we could say it's in a bit of a dormancy phase. I don't think that's quite the right word, but for lack of a better word, it goes into this bit of a dormancy, and then boom, we have these roses or these flowers blooming again. So we're going to look at, I know it's a bit of a longer intro, but I just want to explain why I'm using that imagery, where it comes from, and how we're going to approach that in your reading. So I want to look at what's blooming in your life right now, like what you're stepping into, what's growing, what's expanding, and then we'll look at what's falling away. So maybe something that you've come to know is changing. It's changing shape, it's changing form, and it's falling away. And then there's the third thing, and that is, what are we meant to learn at this time? What are we meant to garner from this experience? And I don't want to dictate what you're supposed to learn or take away from it, but I hope that it gives you some food for thought. Hey Libra, let's see. July 2025. Libra, what is blooming in your life? Libra, what's blooming? The Nine of Swords. Oh, we've got 4 cards. I just wanted one. We'll take them all. The Nine of Swords, the 6 of Pentacles, the 6 of Cups, and the Knight of Swords. So you can see that there's a change of direction here. And it really comes from connecting to a past part of yourself that you may be looking to reconnect with now. Of course, Uranus, the day that I'm recording this, Uranus goes into Gemini. So Uranus is going to bring changes to a different area of your life now, and you may find that you're thinking differently about something, you're feeling differently about something, and that's part of the bloom cycle as well. I was thinking about this before I even started the reading, that, feelings change. How we feel about something, how we think about something can really change over time, and that's okay. I think there's an expectation, just the way society's kind of set up, there's this expectation that you commit to something and you do the same thing the same way forever. But we know, approaching this from more of a spiritual perspective, when I think about the moon cycles and the cycles of nature, that nothing is truly the same forever. It's impossible for us to be the same forever, or to even feel the same way forever. So look at me. Back in January, I wanted to launch readings again, and then I thought, actually, this doesn't feel right. And Jupiter was transiting my 12th house, so I needed that 6 months to just still be kind of hidden, let's say. And lately, I've really been missing this and wanting to connect and feeling that nudge from the universe to connect with all of you again. So the timing is right, and I feel good about it. So you see how feelings can change over time depending on the season you're in, the part of the bloom cycle that you're in. So what you can look forward to, what's blooming right now, what's expanding, is a change of direction. It has a lot to do with communication. and being adaptable, being resilient. Resilience is as things change, we are able to adapt and maintain our strength, maintain our confidence, go with the flow. And Uranus, again, is definitely going to bring some of those changes. Chances are, with all the outer planets having changed signs recently, you are going through massive changes. And I'm getting for some of you that it could be from observing others around you go through changes. And then, of course, you are sort of affected by that. The Nine of Swords is the first card that came out. So there's kind of this feeling where that something's changing, but you're not sure how to navigate it. You're not sure what decision or what path to take. So we're going to navigate this in the reading. But there is definitely this, pondering of the right possible decision. And you do have the scales in your reading, and you've got 2 6 cards, so there's a need for balance. And the balance comes through connecting to friends, helping others. It seems like you're about to receive something, but you also are giving. I see maybe some potential for income. I see some extra, like I'm hearing a grant or a gift or something given to you that enables you to take something to the next level. Something is exchanged, a gift. It could even be an opportunity. With the 6 of Cups, there can be an opportunity that comes from hearing through the grapevine, like a friend of a friend works at this place where you've wanted to work forever, and then you get this hint before it reaches the public and you're able to get in there. So I'm feeling that kindness is really going to help you connect to this opportunity. It's also going to help you connect to your heart space. Who were you when you were a child? What did you want to be when you were a child? How did you see the world when you were a child? The past, your memories, it's Cancer season. It is the season of nostalgia. So connecting to that space, maybe looking at old pictures or going through old journals, or where you put your old tarot readings or your dreams and your wishes, looking back at that and see how you've developed. Like, I feel like self-reflection will really benefit you here. It will help balance things. You actually need to connect to yourself. So the bloom cycle, what's blooming, I feel like is more of a deeper connection within, and actually to the past you, when you kind of maybe look at yourself as a child. Let me connect in again to this. See if there's anything else I can pull out of here. You really have to be selective with where you give your information. I feel a lot of you are experiencing anxiety or maybe some regret even over what you have shared or with whom you have shared it. There could be a tendency to get caught up in the moment when there is something going on and you are eager to connect with people, maybe exploring, like, why do I feel that I have to give so much of myself away in order to connect? And maybe some of you need to connect more, give more of yourself away. Maybe you've been reserved, but you have these fears about opening up to somebody. So there's a massive rebalancing happening, a lot of karmic cycles. I feel like karma is really big for you right now, Libra, in terms of where you invest your time, your energy, your money, whatever resources you have. How are you investing them and why? I do feel a surge of energy coming. The winds of change are coming. I apologize for the glare. I've got my blind pretty much closed, but I maybe could have pulled it down a little bit more. But anyway, there's a feeling of being swept up off your feet. I think you're going to be very busy. I see a lot of you maybe shifting directions, maybe working something, doing something that's like on your feet, or there's increased communication. Some of you maybe, this investment is how do I market myself? If I'm looking for a good opportunity, how do I market myself to the world, so to speak? And I am conscious too, as I read, I am conscious of and conscientious about describing the experience from a capitalistic point of view. And so when I use words like market yourself, realistically, when you are writing a resume, you do kind of have to market yourself. If you're on the dating scene looking for someone, you kind of are marketing yourself. Like, there is an aspect to that. And with the Six of Pentacles, it is transactional. But pay attention to those relationships where you don't have to sell yourself or sacrifice your values or silence yourself when you see something differently, because you really want to manifest from a place of authenticity. And that's where I feel this huge change is coming. You're connecting, when we talk about connecting to yourself as a child, I think that's when we kind of learn to really protect ourselves, because that's when we learn about socializing. It's when we learn about other people and their expectations of us. And so maybe where those moments in the past, not even as a child, anything from your past where you have, it just feels like you want to right the wrongs or balance the scales and not feel like the power's in someone else's hands, but to manifest from your vision. And I do see that others are a part of this, Libra. But those people, I'm hearing soul family, they see the world the way you do. And the more that you connect to that authentic place within, the more you connect to the authentic place outside of you. All right. Now, what is falling away in this bloom cycle? Interesting. Cancer had this in their bloom. So this cosmic energetic exchange of energy, I mean, it is Cancer season, so for you symbolically, what they're blooming, you're actually falling away. You're shedding a skin during Cancer season. Absolutely. Let me just take a drink, actually. I feel a bit... Excuse me. And I'm even going back to this and how this is upside down. If it were upside down, it would be a 6. So there's just something in your life that does need to shift direction, that does need to be turned right side up. Or maybe it does need to be turned upside down, but the direction it's currently in does need to flip so that you can have that perfect balance, Venusian harmony, and manifesting from a harmonious place. Things need to start feeling more harmonious. So the 10 of Wands and the 10 of Pentacles are falling away. So this connects very much to your 8th house, other people's money, inheritance themes. 10 of Pentacles can be those awkward social dynamics or those workplaces where you've just, I'm here because it pays the bills, but I kind of dread it. And, there's this setting. Other people are involved. There's a setting that you are exiting. You've been carrying something, keeping it to yourself, carrying it with you for so long because you didn't feel like you could properly confide here. There were maybe too many people around, or just very different. I'm getting something about generational expectations, culture, just groups where, and being a Libra, you maybe have been able to adapt. But I feel that right now, I keep hearing Saturn and Aries. So Saturn and Aries is helping you solidify yourself as more of a pioneer of your own life, as the pathfinder or the trailblazer of your own life, as opposed to maybe giving that power to someone else outside of you. Or maybe Saturn in Pisces taught you something about sacrifice, because now Saturn in Aries is, it's opposite you. Saturn is opposing you. So Saturn is like standing there looking at you, facing off. And it's teaching you lessons about leadership. And leadership has to start with the self. So yeah, this burden is something you've been carrying. It has felt heavy. Energy stays like this type of energy can remain stuck in the body. So I don't know if some of you have even been experiencing somatic symptoms from this burden that you have been carrying. Is it a truth? Is it a fear? What is it? Something you've been carrying that you didn't feel like you could share. It's nice that that's falling away, because what I see blooming in your life is true friendship. Someone who has watched you grow and develop, like old relationships, people who have watched you and have maybe observed those patterns that you've exhibited. So yes, those could definitely be shown if you look back through old journals or tarot readings again, but also connecting to other people who've watched you go through these multiple stages in your life, stages of development, let's say. Okay, now let's see what you're meant to learn through all of this, what you're going to gain. The Devil. Okay, I promise for the next one I'll figure something out with... I just have all these plants in the window, so I can't quite pull the blind down, but I do see that it's affecting the picture quality, which is important when you're watching a video for information. So, the Devil. There is nothing in that cave except for the treasure chest and these two people. So, what you're meant to learn from this, what was that on there? Was that soot? Interesting that it sort of had this black mark on it. I'm not sure if you saw that or if that just came off my finger, if it was eyeliner or something. But the Devil is what you're taking away from this. So we are talking about Saturn in Aries. We're talking about power dynamics, materialism, questioning values and what really matters to you. Where you have imprisoned yourself, as hard as that is to say, the Devil often indicates where we've imprisoned ourselves. Whether it was we thought we had to, we felt that we had to do this, we thought we had to make some kind of sacrifice, a deal with the Devil. So think about your deals, your handshakes, your transactions, your agreements. What are you keeping for yourself now that you've previously given away? I feel a lot of you are more conservative with your energy going forward. Not your energy, but I'm sorry, how do I say this? You're using discernment. You've learned the art of discernment. The Devil teaches us a lot about discernment, choices, imaginary chains. Libra, you have imaginary chains on you. Did you know that? That where you feel stuck, you're actually not stuck. It feels like you had to go through this to really connect to what matters to you, like a reminder. What does security mean to you? You've got a lot of energy here regarding finances, transactions, relationships. The Six of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles, the Devil. Your work life and your income are very much at the forefront of your mind. Some of you may have to choose between multiple options that are both really good, or they're all really good. That could be the problem, where everything is just so good that I can't choose. And if you do make the choice, you might worry about what you've given up on the other side, because you're very good at seeing multiple perspectives, and you'll always wonder what that other experience would have brought you if you had chosen that path. And I did just hear that Led Zeppelin lyric, there's still time to change the road you're on. So going back to what we said, this commitment or this finality might just be an illusion for you, Libra. It might be more of an illusion. Oh, I've got this contract, I'm here for a year. You know, it's on the one hand, it gives me benefits and it gives me security because I know that I show up and I do the same thing every day. But on the other hand, what about that more artsy or mysterious thing I could have chosen? I think it's important to recognize that you've done what you had to do up to this point. There's a reason that you are where you are. And you have been guided. I think Libra is a bit of an understated sign when it comes to this. You are opposite from Aries, but you're a cardinal sign. You are quite a good leader. You do tend to make strong decisions. You do tend to know what you want. But it feels like here, you've given too much to something else, to someone else. You've sacrificed yourself. Half your paycheck goes back to the boss type thing. I don't know. Like, there's something about not really being able to see the rewards of what you've worked for. All you can see is the imprisonment. And so when we are in this, how do we navigate those days until we can be free and move up here and go outside? Fear also comes with the Devil card. So really examine how much you are letting your life be colored by your fear. And what are you afraid of and why? And if you confronted it, where would that lead? Because again, you're giving that power outside yourself, but the power is within you. I think Saturn and Aries, you're meant to see your own power at this time and truly maybe figure it out. There are people you can rely upon, but ultimately this is up to you. So nobody is going to give you the magic. Like, you're at the crossroads and someone's like, the marquee is pointing to the right path. That doesn't happen in life. You have to really connect to yourself. Again, your values, what you want, where you want to be, what you envision, what you feel. And go forward from that place of truth. And if you don't know what that truth is right now, start by looking at what you're afraid of and why and how it has shaped your experience. and then connect to your angels, connect to your higher self. This reading is very much in the material world, and I can't help but wonder if that spiritual part of you maybe has been missing, or the fear is just a lot louder than the faith. So let your faith be louder than fear, Libra. You know you can do it. You know you can. It just means you're going to be freeing yourself from the illusion of security, where maybe you were used to someone doing something for you, or the boss would always show up and tell you what to do. If you want to start your own business, you've got to figure all that stuff out. So do the research, right? Don't go into it blindly either. This is making an informed decision. But it seems like you want to follow more of your own path right now. It's daunting because it brings quite a significant change. So again, just considering what you value, what really matters, and what's mattering to you now may be different from what mattered to you previously when you took that job or when you, whatever, right? It's okay. It's okay that those feelings have changed too. Those thoughts, that perspective. You had to go through this to get this part of the perspective. And now you can see another piece of the puzzle and you stand back and go, okay, I see where that fits. I see what that taught me. And I understand. Like I am able to make a more informed decision going forward because I did go through that. So it's quite powerful. I just really want you to believe in yourself because I'm laughing just because I don't know. I don't know why I'm laughing. I just want you to believe in yourself because you can do it. So I think I'll leave that there, Libra. If you would like a personal reading with me, I'll leave my email address in the description box. You can just email me and I'll send you a little menu. Tell me what you're seeking and we'll figure something out. I'd love to read for you, and I will see you in the next one.